Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. In this lecture also we will discuss topics from theme 9, and name of this theme is Kings and Chronicles. In previous lecture we discussed about the imperial household and the imperial officials. These two topics we have discussed, and now the today's topic is the information and empire. The keeping of exact and detailed records was a major concern of Mughal administration. As we know that so many good administrative policies were introduced during the Mughal reign, and the record keeping was also introduced during the Mughal dynasty. So, to keep the detailed records, it was very important concern of Mughal administration. The Mir Bakshi supervised the corps of court writers who recorded all applications and documents presented to the court and all imperial orders. So all these were recorded by the court writers, and Mir Bakshi supervised all these court persons. And these imperial orders, these were known as farman. In addition, agents of nobles and regional rulers recorded the entire proceeding of the court under the heading News from the Exalted Court. And in that Persian language, it was known as Akhbarate Darbare Mola, with the date and time of the court session. Means at present we see कि जो court की proceedings होती हैं, every word is preserved. It is recorded. The same thing was during the Mughal Empire courts also. The entire proceeding of the courts, those were recorded according to the date and the time of the court session. The Akhbarat contained all kinds of information such as attendance at the court, grant of offices and titles, diplomatic missions, present received, or the inquiries made by the emperor about the health of an officer. You can call it the minute register also. Means whatever happened in the court, every word was recorded. This information is valuable for writing the history of the public and private lives of kings and nobles. Now, at present, by all these records, we just came to know about the history of the normal public and the private lives of the kings and the nobles. News reports and important official documents travelled across the length and breadth of the regions under Mughal rule by imperial post. Means like at present, like we follow the courier system, the same way at that time, under Mughal rule, all these official documents were travelled through the imperial post. Round the clock, rallies of foot runners carried papers rolled up in bamboo containers. बेटा इन दैट जो रिले होता है फुट रनर्स, बिकॉज ऑन एवरी स्पेस these foot runners, they were deployed, and like one person gave that letter to another reign that gave to third one gave to fourth one. This way the imperial post was sent. The emperor received reports from even distant provincial capitals within few days. Agents of nobles posted outside the capital and Rajput princes and tributary rulers all assiduously copied these announcements and sent their content by messenger back to their master. Like nobles agents, they just sent the information, and Rajput princes, they just copied all these announcement and sent their content by messenger back to their masters. So this way the information providing system was followed. The empire was connected by a surprisingly rapid information loop for public news. Means you can say that everywhere emperor's people were there just to get the public news. Now the next topic is beyond the center, provincial administration, because till now that whatever we have discussed, that was about the central administration, that how the empire was administrated from the center. But this topic particularly, it is about the provincial administration. The division of functions established at the center was replicated in the provinces, where the ministers had their corresponding subordinates. लाइक हमने पढ़ा इसकी बिगनिंग में कि दैट वहाँ पे दीवाने आम, दीवाने खास, मीर बख्शी, काजी. सो दीज डिवीजन ऑफ फंक्शन like that was followed in the center, in the capital. The same was repeated in the provinces also, and those provinces were known as subas. The head of the provincial administration was the governor, or at that time he was called the subedar, who reported directly to the emperor. These provinces were known as suba, and head of that, governor of that suba, he was known as the subedar. The sarkars into which each suba was divided often overlapped with the jurisdiction of Faujdars, who were deployed with contingents of heavy cavalry and musketeers in districts. Now beta, these provinces, these were further divided into sarkars. Like you can say, like states are divided into districts. So these sarkars were like the districts at that time. The local administration was looked after at the level of the paragna by three semi-hereditary officers: the Kanungo, the Chaudhry and Qazi. So there was three level of administration, and Kanungo, he was the keeper of revenue records. Chaudhry was the in charge of revenue collection, and the Qazi, he was like the judge to interpret the laws. Each department of administration maintained a large support staff of clerks, accountants, auditors, messengers, and other functionaries who were technically qualified officials, functioning in accordance with standardized rules and procedures and generating copious written orders and records. When we are talking about the various department of administration, so these all departments, they maintain the large supporting staff, and it includes the clerks also, accountants also, messengers also, and all these clerks, messengers, accountants, they were technically qualified people. Persian was made the language of administration throughout, but local language were used for village accounts. The Mughal Chroniclers usually portrayed the emperor and his court as controlling the entire administrative apparatus down to the village level. If we talk about the Mughal Chroniclers, बेटा दे पोर्ट्रेट, मतलब जो उसमें इमेजेस शो की गई हैं, इट इज़ शोन दैट द एम्परर एंड हिज कोर्ट, जो हमारा कैपिटल लेवल का कोर्ट था एम्परर का, दैट कंट्रोल द एंटायर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम. So this could hardly have been a process free of tension. The relationship between local landed magnates, the zamindar, and the representative of the Mughal emperor was sometimes marked by conflicts over authority and the share of the resources. Now these local landowners, zamindar, and the representative of Mughal emperor, so there was a continuous conflict between these. The zamindar often succeeded in mobilizing peasant support against the state. So जो जमींदार होते थे बेटा वो क्या करते थे? They just influence the peasants against the emperor so that they are to pay less taxes. So beta, this was the topic for today. Hope all of you have understood the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.